What's up, guys and girls? We're back again today. I'm super pumped up. Tomorrow is the start of the On the Rise Summer program, and this week we're really going to be focusing on serves, and in particular we're going to be focusing on the slice serve. In this video we're going to talk a little bit about why the slice serve is an important serve to add into your serve arsenal, and go over some things you can do to help improve your slice serve by getting a feel for it and where you want to be aiming when you're hitting the slice serve. So stay tuned to figure out more on how you can hit a better slice serve. First off, it's really important that we want to have a slice serve in our serving toolbox. You want to have more than just one type of spin on your serve. Ideally, you should be able to hit a flat serve, a slice serve, and a topspin serve, because this adds variety onto your serve, which is the most important shot in the game, and it makes it much less predictable for the returner to know what's coming. As you can see in this little diagram I made, the left side is if someone only has one type of top, maybe just a topspin serve or just a flat serve. You can see that the opponent doesn't have to cover as much room on the court when you're returning. But once this player is able to hit maybe a topspin serve to the tee, as well as a solid slice serve out wide on the deuce side, it's going to open up a lot more space that your opponent, the returner, has to cover in order to get your serve back in play. By doing this, it makes it a lot more difficult for them to be returning the ball, and it makes your serve a much stronger advantage. An important note on the slice serve is I toss the ball a little bit farther away from me. And I know you're gonna have some people that say, oh, you wanna be able to have the toss in the same spot. Yes, I agree. Once you're able to master this, it's nice to be able to have that toss in the same spot and disguise from your opponent more often, but we have to get a good feel for the slice serve before we wanna start disguising it. Now, when I'm trying to hit my slice serve, I'm really trying to lead with that edge of the racket, trying to hit that ball. It's gonna be hitting the ball pretty thin. If I hit it too thin, it's not gonna really go anywhere. If I hit it too thick, like this, then the ball's not gonna have any of that slice spin. So you're gonna have to find that happy medium where you're getting good spin on the ball, but it's also traveling over the net. So like I said, those are two adjustments that I always like to tell players is too thin, if the ball doesn't really go anywhere, too thin. If the ball is not getting sliced, it's probably too thick, too much string on that ball. So I know the slice serve can be very difficult for people. It was very difficult for me to learn and improve my slice serve. And the best way that when I'm going to teach someone how to do a slice serve is I have them start with the racket up high. As you can see in this video, I just think by keeping your racket up high, we're taking away some of the timing, and a player just has to focus on trying to create that spin on the ball. This is really awesome. It's a really good way for kids and players in general to get a feel of how they're hitting that outside of the ball. They're carving around it a little bit right after they make contact. And as you can see in this video, I'm just trying to get a lot of spin on it. If I'm teaching a player how to use a slice serve at the start, I'm not worried if they're making it in or out. That's not the purpose. I'm just trying to get them to feel that spin and get an idea of how they're trying to hit the ball with this slice. After they start to get a little bit of a feel for it, then I'm gonna have them move into a full motion serve, trying to get that slice serve. If they can get the feel on starting up high, usually they start to get an idea of what they're trying to do with the racket to create it during a full motion. And once they start getting the feel and they're starting getting a consistent amount of slice spin on the ball, that's when we're going to be looking to have them have a target. As you can see in this video, I have a really big orange cone out there. Ideally, I'm trying to hit this slice serve so it goes to the left of that cone and pull someone out where they're returning the ball outside of that doubles alley. If I can do that, that's going to be a really effective slice serve to add into your serving toolkit. That cone is set up about a racket and a half to 2 racket lengths inside the service line, as well as inside the single side line, because you want that ball pulling out of that doubles alley kind of as early as possible, as consistently as you can do it, because that's what makes the slice serve tough. Doesn't necessarily have to be as fast as your flat serve or your topspin serve. We're just trying to create a lot of spin on it to really pull someone off the court, because if they're returning a ball outside that doubles line, that's really tough to return. And if they do get it back, now you have that entire ad court to be working with to attack someone's backhand, and they have to run all the way over from one doubles line to basically maybe the other singles line, and that's really difficult to defend against. I hope the video's done a great job of helping you have a better understanding of how to hit a slice serve and what you need to do to hit it, use it effectively in a tennis match. Remember, with the slice serve as well as with any serve, it's really important that you just have to get out there and practice it. It's something great. The serve is a great thing because you can go practice it by yourself, and it's such a vital, important part of the game. It's an easy way you can improve your game and win more matches just by going out there and practicing it by yourself. Just play around with the serve a bit, play around with the toss a bit, see what works best for you and what spots work best for you to make the slice serve as effective as possible.